Bricks and clacks, building blocks, let's begin. Stacks on stacks, with beards we always win. In a world of plastic, our minds spin. Brick by brick, where do we dive in? Brickin' with the beard, we never stop. Talking pieces, colors going over the top. Custom sets, landscapes, got a shop. Tunes drop, make the hobby pop. From vintage sets to modern themes, minifig dreams with studs and seams. Castle walls, spaceship beams. Listen close, hear the gear screams. Connecting fans, yo, that's the plan. Building bonds piece by piece, man. Every episode more than just sand. Confidence grand, bricks in hand.
What is going on, everybody? Oh, I think we got Gene dancing live right there.
Gene's fired up tonight.
I know.
I've been doing that for 2 months, Richard.
Are you all right, Gene?
No.
So, Gene, can you tell us how you really feel today on this lovely Wednesday?
Huh. So you know what the temperature has been like around here, and we've got one of the yeah. So we've got one of the Nest thermostats, and Duke Energy every now and then goes, you know what? We're going to cut your bill by cutting off your AC during peak times.
Oh,
yeah, I got that stupid text message that, so for anybody that doesn't know, the three of us on this panel live in North Carolina, and it has been like 100 degrees the last 3 days. Duke Power sent me it's a very demanding, nice question letter. It was like, if you wouldn't mind, please turn your AC off while you're not at home to help with the power grid. It's like, yeah, I don't think so.
We opted into their energy savings program probably 3 years ago. And so we don't get the option. They just literally flip our thermostat to eco mode.
Not this fat boy.
Yeah.
What's up, everybody? Other than us to death, and everyone, we're finally putting a face behind the name. Down below me is Mr. Papa Trip.
Evening, everyone. Hope everybody's well and happy this evening, and cool with your air conditioning if you're not Gene.
If y'all see Gene start sweating and pass out, he'll be all right.
Yeah, tonight if you hear panting, it's not the dogs behind me.
It might be all of us.
Yeah.
Nah, I'm in the basement. It is 64 degrees down here.
I'm upstairs, and I bet it's like 83 in here.
Nah.
Corey came up, made me a drink after we finished doing the Acra Mills stuff tonight, and then immediately went back to the basement where it's cooler.
Am I the only fat guy that's smart?
I'm down in my little office here, and there's a dehumidifier one table away under me here, blowing cool air up my shorts right now. I'm in good shape.
Living the good life, Papa.
I'm one light switch flip away from having that too. I have to say though, George, I do love that shirt.
Ah, yeah, I appreciate that. That was a nice surprise.
Have you seen that anywhere?
No, I hadn't.
So my wife, thankfully enough, I have one of the good ones. Got home with stuff from Walmart, and she was like, "Have you seen this shirt?" And I was like, "Nah," but I was like, "I now have to go back and get another one." And she's like, "Why?" I was like, "George," and I was like, "I'll be back."
I haven't had a Dale Earnhardt T-shirt in a long time, and this is the second one I've gotten in the last year. So,
he's dead, right?
God, I knew this was going to start, Gene.
Hold on. We don't have to take that shit tonight.
Yeah, not tonight.
Literally, the title of this is called Grumpy Old Men. We can do what we want.
Oh, there he is.
See, Gene,
now I got to be on my best behavior again.
You screwed something. You said something screwed up. Now you're in last place. We do have a bunch of people in the chat already. Rob Claxton says, "Hey, Mr. Marty Becker, Cascadia Bricks, Andrew, says, what is going on? Mr. Cajun Afall says, good evening, everyone. David C. Kraus says, hey, 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 all.
That's a
We
lot
got
of haze.
Miss Papa Trip in the house saying, excited to see who the Lego special guest is. I don't know who that could be, Papa. I'm sorry. That's a name.
I might be a guest sometimes, and I might be special in a not good kind of way, but I've never been a special guest.
Well, welcome to being one. If you're on the show, we were already questioning you a little bit. There's a
Big time
spectrum
now.
we fall on. We got Crimson Toaster, Clever Pig, General Tron Bricks, Bow Trip, Walker Grove, and It's K Today, and then Jack Attack. And you got a lot of fans in the house. You're a popular man. Especially since not people know this, but
they may just be trying to pin me down to know where to get me.
Their IP addresses are going now.
Good. Look, Austin's already giving out money. If you'll ask him, he'll tell you how many more days until Brick World Chicago 2026.
That isn't that hard to do because it's 365 days was what a week ago. That's about right.
Oh, here goes Richard doing the math.
No, I was just saying that Brick World Chicago was last week, right? Or the week before last.
Before. Yeah.
I once again
That's
did
right.
not go. Everybody knows I should have went, didn't. I don't know if I missed 355 Monday landing and 360 for the big day. He's got it down.
Well, you got that one coming up. Yeah, you got that one coming up. And thank you, Austin, for throwing the $2 Gene's way. And we love you too.
We need to get Austin on here one day.
Mama Trip is
that's what Richard did.
He will do it.
He's selling guest positions
than I ever would. Mama Trip or Mrs. Papa Trip, I'm sorry. She says she's Miss Papa Trip, and I might be Papa to everybody, but she's not Mama to everybody.
I understand that one.
I love her. She's my very, very best part of me, and my good buddy who you guys would be going crazy if you saw a picture of Julie Alonzo is on there. She's a gorgeous West Coast girl that's in to say hello tonight, and I'm proud to see her.
There's a lot of new people in the chat tonight.
Yeah, that's awesome.
There's somebody called Bo Trip that just trying to get y'all's attention, it looks like.
I see that. That is a big attention getter right there. Let's we need to do 2 of these because I haven't done these in a while. I'll be honest with you. We needed to re-up them, but I don't think George has ever seen these.
What? Did we just become best friends? Yup. You want to go do karate in the garage? Yup.
Man, I was getting ready to start singing.
And then I'll throw this one up here for Mr. Austin. This one, Papa Trip's going to like a little more.
The boy tells me you want to sponsor him in the race.
Well, I've acquired a pod in a game of chance. I wager my new racing pod against, say, the boy and his mother.
The boy and his mother.
Boy, I haven't seen any of those in a long time.
I know. I was sitting down here the other day
and
had the idea of making new stuff because I thought about trying to explain to Caden how I explained to you to come on, but then I realized that Caden technically can't without me because he's not an admin.
Yeah.
So I need to get him on here though and get him at least added to an intro because he's pretty much on here once a month at this point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Tron Brick said, "Geez, I never had that much for allowance when I was young." But like Papa Trip said, I don't know if any of y'all are in North Carolina, and I'll say this again at the end of the show. This Saturday and Sunday, I don't know the times. Trip might know them a lot better than me. There's a convention here in North Carolina in Raleigh. It's the biggest one in North Carolina. That's my home show. It's the one show I will never miss. I will be there every year unless something were to happen. I have to say, hands down, one of the coolest shows to go to, in my opinion, because it's weird to know that all these folks around me love Lego as much as we do, and I've never met any of them. I'm waiting to see y'all fools at the Walmart clearance aisle trying to steal the crap I'm trying to buy, but well, let me rephrase that. Steal the crap I'm trying to buy with Gene's money. That's better.
Did Tori give you the credit card again?
Well, not yet. Who was that today? Blackwell Brix posted that he found that new 3-in-1 dragon at Walmart that's like $60, the green one. It's already on clearance for $30.
Damn.
That's what I said. The pieces are kind of.
Somebody posted that Target's dropped all their Lego prices this week.
Yeah. Well, Target does that often because they get rid of sets pretty quick. It's, July's coming up. They have to make room for the new stuff. But Walmart around here.
Let me help you both out with those clearance finds and keeping up with it. Our buddy Ken over on Brick Dynasty has just dropped his tool and app that he's worked on for a while with a group of people. And it's a subscription thing. It's like $5 a month, but it will update real time anytime there's a drop price and clearance prices at Walmart and Target in any store in the continental United States. And so if you're the type that's chasing the clearance aisle at Walmart or Target, or just interested to see the markdowns and get the notification before somebody goes in and clears the aisle out, I would say that Ken's new app would be of interest to you.
That's pretty cool. I've never heard of that before.
That's pretty clever.
Yeah.
That'd be handy to get out.
I thought the person who came up with the minifig scan app was badass.
Go follow Ken on Instagram, Brick Dynasty. And I'm sorry, Ken, I can't remember anything any day, so I don't remember the name of the app. But Brick Dynasty, you'll find a link, I'm sure, to get to that app. And I'm gonna do it, and I would suggest anybody else give it a try for a month or two, and if it works out for you, you found something, and if it doesn't, you hadn't really lost much.
The main problem that we have up here, though, Trip, is that, well, Gene don't really go looking for it, but normally if something goes on clearance and it's like I'll put it this way, if he were to put on that app that it's on clearance like right now, by the time I got to Walmart, somebody's already bought them all.
I understand.
I don't know what they do.
There's an inside job going on at the Walmart and Targets here.
Yeah. Somebody's
always been the culture in this part.
Some things that we don't. I ain't gonna lie. We're about to go get a couple pieces that I'm gonna cut. I'll be right back.
Gene, I can say this. Richard is Bo's age. And by the way, General Tron, you said you didn't get that allowance when you were that young. My Bo Trip is 35 years old in a couple months. So he's still on my payroll, but he doesn't get a regular allowance anymore. He just takes big draws when I'm not looking. but that there's a whole lot of people haven't spoken to. Gene, I was trying to tell you something, and this is why I don't do streams. I've lost my place, and I'll never find it again. I don't know what I was going to tell you.
Oh, you are fine.
I'm in that age bracket. I do that too.
Yeah.
Gene's at the age where he tells me the same story 19 times.
18, but who's counting?
We'll blame it on age, but unfortunately, we also know a little better. So it's all right.
You'll get there someday, Richard.
I know.
It's creeping up on you slowly.
Well, I don't know about Gene's age now.
Gene's a young man.
It's a far reach for Richard.
I'm just over here butchering Lego by cutting it.
That's what I was going to say. Gene, what the hell did you teach him to cut Lego to modify to build stuff for anyway? Because he credits you with everything he does.
You can't credit me for that one.
What are you talking about? I buy them from you pre-cut.
I'll need to talk to that employee of mine downstairs.
Well, to go on record to show, last thing I bought from y'all that was a piece that was modified, I blamed on her and got told it was you. So,
What was it?
the string.
The string. Oh,
The string.
yeah.
I don't think George knows about that one. I'll tell you.
Oh, we talked about it.
Oh, you all right?
Yeah. At least we're not taking 16 by 16 plates and drilling holes in the center of them on live TV.
I was about to say I literally do that, but I did not do it live.
We'll leave credit to Caden on that one.
The only thing I wish, or not the only thing, but the one thing I wish the most about that situation is that I would have been able to get a clearer view, because I had to save it on this and then edit it to where it was just his box. We got Haley in the chat that says Papa Trip with a bunch of exclamation marks.
Hey,
I told you, Papa, you're a very important guy.
Haley is the sweetest girl you've talked to today, so don't forget it.
And I thought I was going to be the biggest liar on the stream.
Haley, you just come on down to Davie County, and we'll look out after you.
According to Coulon Luke.
She even said, I don't know about that. We got a question in the chat that says, I'll let everybody answer and then I'll go. What is your favorite Lego set of all time? Mine was the Red Baron replica.
That's a tough one.
I just had mine in here a couple weeks ago for that same question. And it's a dump truck Technic from 1984 or 85. Mainly because it was my first Technic, and anybody out there that watches knows I'm Technic, born and bred.
Trip, what about you?
And I've still got it too. I've still got it on the shelf in there with the cranes.
It's hard for me to say favorite. I've got a bunch of great Star Wars, the dropship AT-OT up there, and both the slave ones. But you know what I'm going to say? Because I paid so much for it at Brick World, I'm going to say that Christmas X-Wing right there sitting on the shelf. Not because I really believe it's my favorite. I don't know. But you can't pay that kind of money for something and not at least pretend like it is.
I like that right there. That is a very true statement. Even if you don't like it now and you regret it, you gotta grit your teeth and act like you love it.
I don't regret. I really don't. Since you said it, I don't regret anything really anymore. It's just part of the deal for me.
Fat Daddy Bricks says hello, all from Kansas. Two of y'all Midwesterners in here. Haley said she's packing her bags now for the weekend. And EMS said, Haley, are we going to be bringing homemade sugar cookies and oatmeal cream pies? Are those good for you? I swear, I am not lying when I say this. But if she brings cookies to this, that'll make the third convention I've been to this year. Mind you, that it'll be the third convention that I've been to this year, period, that somebody has brought me homemade food. And Caden will be number 4 because Caden always makes cookies and stuff for us at Brick Fair. So,
Ben, I'm your wingman this weekend. I expect a large part of those sweet proceeds you're getting from people.
That's hey, I'm more than happy to share. I don't need them, so the less that I have, the less I'll eat anyway. Cascadia Brick says Fort Legarito. And Haley said, Gene, will we be seeing you this weekend? Good talk, Gene.
No, I was muted because I had 6 bags to open.
Are you going to be showing up this weekend?
Yeah, we'll be there Sunday. We were going to go Saturday, but we got a big event at Uwari Saturday that we really need to be at.
Charles Hughes donated another $4.99. Let's do the only one we haven't done. Of course, we all will love and agree because I say it that Mace Windu is the best.
Right behind Plo Koon. And Mr. Charles, thank you for your support for Bearded Brick Boys.
Yes, sir. Bo Tripp said that his favorite is the Fender guitar and the Chewbacca. I'm actually not a fan of the Chewbacca. I think I might be the only one.
It looks weird, but the guitar's pretty cool.
The guitar is pretty cool.
That's the reason he wanted the Chewbacca and the guitar, because the size and scale well together. But the guitar's in the other room with the displays, and the Chewbacca's in the Lego room with the old UCS General Grievous that was Dax, Bo's little brother, set. He gave me to put in here.
Yeah, I was gonna say, if you could make Chewbacca hold the guitar, that'd be awesome.
I know you can. Groot.
Yeah, Chewbacca can hold the guitar, and
Sweet.
Bo's idea was that, and then Wendy's got the Bowser, the big Bowser, and Bo was gonna put that grand piano with the Bowser, but haven't
That's
bought
my
the piano yet. Guess we're gonna have to.
That's my ringtone when Haley calls me, and she can't stand that song.
You told me it was the Imperial March.
Mm-mm. Not that one. Try again. My normal ringtone, I got a call yesterday, and she looked at me funny. She was like, what the hell is that? And it's the I don't know how many people in here are gamers, but she's trying to call me now so it'll play, but it's on mute. It's the you ever played GoldenEye?
Oh yeah.
It's the loading screen from GoldenEye.
Heck yeah. We had this conversation at work the other day. I remember paying good money to get ringtones because we thought it was cool, and my phone has been on silent for 10 years almost now.
I know. Well, I remember using to have to hold your phone up next to like a radio and record the certain part of the song you wanted.
Yeah.
Tyler Vasquez says, "Can I shave your beard?" No. Not. Haley said, "Papa, I told Richard to have you 3D print me a goat." She's
A
in
goat?
it with this goat stuff. Yeah.
I can. How big a one does she want? I can make her a goat.
If you really want to make her, just let her come home and there be a real one here, and she'll be set for life. But don't, if you do that,
I did find the goat pattern on printables. I think it was.
Yeah. Yeah. I've got one. I think I got through Maker World, Gene, but it may have been printables. Maybe the same one. I'm not really sure. But Richard, in terms of you bringing Haley a goat home, I'm going to leave that between you and your God to decide what you need to do.
I'm not bringing a goat home. She might think it's a good idea, but it's not.
They taste good.
She wants a raccoon, and that's like bad enough.
There you go.
Oh, she want a raccoon? I can get her a raccoon.
And that was. I said I don't regret much. We moved an awful lot, and we moved Grace in high school from. She was down at Davison Day. I was working in the big campus there in Mooresville, and we moved to South Central Indiana, and she wanted a pig, and I bought her a pig. It was bred. It was a small pig, got to be 60 pounds, really small pig. But damn, I said I don't regret much. That maybe is on the knocking on the door of regret. That one.
Them little pigs will get out of hand sometimes.
Sometimes
I've seen it a lot. A lot.
Like when you see them and they
Ellie Mae. That was her name.
They weigh 30 or 45 pounds, and you see them get the zoomies and just run through a house, bulldozing everything in their path.
Yeah.
I'll pass. Haley said, "Oh my God, he can make me a cow for my desk." Gene, you're about to get put to work, buddy. Do they make a BrickLink for 3D printed items?
Could probably start one.
To be honest, we as sellers can get kicked off for selling 3D printed stuff.
Can you really?
Yeah. If we try to sell it through BrickLink.
Oh.
Haley, what Gene just said is whatever I make you is free because we can't sell it.
What I heard.
That's what I heard. I don't the first time
George, I'm sorry.
The first time anybody ever 3D printed me anything was that skeleton minifig thing. And then I had a buddy of mine make me Mace Windu's lightsaber. I've had like a couple little things, but nothing is as cool as the Stormtrooper or the Clone Trooper you made.
Yeah, that Clone Trooper is pretty cool.
I need to. Awesome. There's a process that's going on back here. It'll be back here whenever I get the rest of this stuff done.
I guess you saw I got a few things over here.
I really like that Admiral Thrawn. It's probably the first one I've seen.
That Richard's buddy, North Carolina lug, and I'm sorry again, it's my memory. Awful nice fellow, Richard, that was set up next to you in Winston-Salem. Charlie, that's it. Watson, right? Charlie Watson. This one's going to Charlie this weekend. This guy is. But George, if you'll send me a note or message, and we'll work out, see if we can get one to find its way to you.
Ah, awesome. Yep, I'll be in touch. Say, I don't. We're at World War Brick, and can't remember what his username is on Instagram, but Robert Rodriguez I don't know if he printed this or had somebody do it for him, but little Roman guy. So kind of cool.
Nice deal. Now you holding him there. I'm trying to see. Is that 8-inch, 10-inch, 12-inch?
Oh, I'd say probably 8-inch.
Yeah, that usually the standard size there. You can modify and stretch files, or I'm not talented, patient, whatever you want to say to write files. So I've found and modified. But unfortunately, Lego Star Wars Police hit all the servers here several weeks ago, and those of us who were keeping our files out there lost a bunch. I have 190 some files, and I just noticed, Richard, I was looking today, and since I've been back from Chicago, there's another section of stuff that's not there anymore. So
is it because of how it's worded?
Who knows? It's just if it's related to minifigures, Lego minifigures that they've made or sold, then they got pulled down. But they want to scare the makers. So like even this Savage wasn't ever a minifigure, not this particular one, but it's in the same group that's gone. I think I've still got him and my mechanical legs Darth Maul here, but I had a lot of clones and others missing. I had Green Army Man, Richard. That's the one of the ones that it's gotten gone in the past week and a half since we've been back from Chicago. Can't get it anymore. I've got the accessory pack, but the Army Man is not there. I figured one of these days I'd print one with a big green beard, but not unless I can find him back.
I guess that is a Toy Story Disney / Lego violation.
It's just a green guy.
Yeah, but
with a helmet.
But
I don't sell. I don't sell. If I wouldn't. I'm not gonna. I don't want to violate anybody's, whatever. I just for mine's personal use or whatnot. And if I like you off nice to me, you might want to make something to share with somebody, but never for profit or to take away from, whatever. But like you said, I get it. I understand what they're doing. It's just a damn shame.
They gotta protect theirs.
You think Disney's bad? Try dealing with defense contractors. They're brutal.
Ooh.
Already make billions of dollars and want to cry over a $400 set.
I mean, one of the now it's number 2, but one of the first videos I ever got a strike against was WWE.
Really?
Yeah. Did you watch wrestling like in the late 80s, early 90s?
Early 90s a little bit.
There was an interview between Hulk Hogan and Randy Savage where they were talking about how they were like the world powers and they didn't know what would happen if they shook each other's hands.
Yeah.
I clipped that 4-second clip, and WWE, like the minute it was posted, WWE was like, nah, don't think so. Panzer Brick Lab says, dropping in, how is it going? Sitting here building the second to last Sherman, and then we'll be good. Walker Graves says, what do y'all think about BrickLink and Lego accounts merging in a few months?
Say what?
I don't know about that.
Yeah.
I don't know what that means.
Yeah. So what's happening? Yeah, they're creating single logon, so your Lego account will be merged with your BrickLink ID. You'll have to pick one or the other, and then everything you buy on BrickLink will get you points, just like everything on Lego. Suppose there's some controversy about it among those of us that are working on the BrickLink catalog side, because we're doing stuff that we're doing stuff with Lego data that we have access to because of the BrickLink side. They're afraid once they merge the logins that it's going to screw that up.
Well, it's a good thing I already have the same user ID on both of them, because I can't remember usernames and passwords worth a damn. So could get VIP.
Me and you in the
VIP
same boat.
points.
You know how to fix that, George?
How's that?
Change your password to the word incorrect. That way, when you do it wrong and it says your password's incorrect, you can go, "Oh yeah, that's it."
That's right.
Life lessons taught to you by Gene.
It's a good one.
You know, Gene's had some pretty good ones.
Hey Gene, how late do y'all deliver?
The delivery person's in the basement. I don't know. It depends on if she's found the post-work glass of wine yet.
I might be in a little trouble.
You could send Haley and do carry out.
I don't know about that.
Just try to help, man.
It cost him a goat.
Cost him a goat. Might be worth it.
Hey, the minute you start offering her stuff, she gets a little more helpful. She might do it for a 3D printed goat.
Oh, I think Papa met a real goat.
No, we're not getting a real goat.
You got to get two so they're not lonely.
The problem is, you just said that on a live stream, and it'll be recorded forever. And I got a feeling that 3 of the 4 of us is going to talk to you about that sometime in the not too distant future, right after you get done feeding your goat.
Oh yeah.
We got That's good enough for me.
See the chat.
To be honest, Tori and Haley are probably chatting about the goat right now.
Sorry, I'm having to rob Peter to pay Paul again.
What do you need tonight?
Nothing. I got him. Stole him off another set. I got like 12 vehicles that I need to take apart, and I'm doing that to feed other vehicles. Just
you better get a goat. You better get a goat.
Haley said, "Have fun loading by yourself." I usually set my password to my credit card number, followed by expiration date plus 3-digit code on the back. If you set your password to this, what would it be?
Same as my social security number, 1.
General Tron said, "I got another MRI today. Unfortunately, it was 70 and raining here in Oregon."
Man, I would take 70 degrees and rain right now.
I'm tired of it raining, but 70 degrees does sound nice.
Sounds real nice.
My son went on a solo backpacking trip in the Smokies. Started hiking on Wednesday morning, and it was going to be a 4-day trip.
Morning.
No, be a 4-day trip. And last night, there's no cell service, so he's getting the news through his Garmin InReach satellite. And last night they were talking about how bad the storms were going to be in western North Carolina. He texted this morning and said, "Yeah, I just hiked 11 miles back to the car. I'm cutting my 4-day trip into 2."
Well, he's smart like his mama then.
Not like his stepmom.
Okay. I was just trying to give credit somewhere in the right direction.
You were in the right direction by not choosing him. Got to remember that one. I always like when somebody else comes on here to take down Gene. He's still out there making Ford decisions. Hey, Gene, you said you're going to buy that Shelby Cobra, aren't you?
Probably.
Figured. This week was actually pretty lame in the Lego release community. I know I saw somebody in the chat said earlier, there's word about more info on the Enterprise. There's some more info about the Arkham Asylum we're getting. But other than that, nothing's leaked.
I want to see pictures, not info.
Well, what's weird is how descriptive these info. There's one for Soundwave coming out, and it literally says color, height, what it comes with, what the when it's a CD player or a tape player, and he has that clear tape. What do you call it? The window on his chest when he transforms, and they even know that that's trans clear brown.
So give us
it's got to be trans black. They don't make trans brown anymore.
Well, same thing.
Same color, different name.
Yeah. But I mean, there's got to be. I am assuming we're gonna get, if there's that much info out about this stuff now, I'm assuming by the end of the week we should have pictures.
I would hope so, because July releases should be next week.
Yeah, but the only thing I know of that they're releasing in July is the One Piece sets. Andrew said in a couple of weeks I'll be driving a Porsche at high speed for $200.
Right.
Where are you getting a deal like that for? Man.
That's a pretty good deal.
Got another donation, Richard.
Dang,
yeah.
I don't have any more videos.
Nah.
I deleted all the ones except for those 3.
We could have Gene.
On the recycle.
You better get up and do the dance or something for 50
Gene, you
bucks,
ready?
bro.
You ready?
What am I doing?
Yeah.
Clicks and clacks.
That song gets addicting. I'm gonna let you know that right now.
It'll pop in your head in the weirdest of times.
It is a definite earworm.
Yeah.
I will tell you, I always love to hear, and we can do this since Mr. Tripp's on tonight. I want everybody to go around and tell something about a weird experience of something has happened where they have found out, someone you work with or something that has found out about your Lego addiction that didn't quite know it.
Oh.
So I'm sitting there yesterday, and I constantly have YouTube videos playing in the background. No matter what it is, a lot of times I'll listen to here lately. I've been listening to a lot of videos about this one of the next builds I'm doing, describing about what happened and how it happened and stuff like that. And we're kind of dead. One of the guys that I work with that works in sales comes in and just has this funny look on his face, I don't just amazed or distraught, maybe. I don't really know. And I'm just looking at him, and he's like, "What the F?" And I'm like, "What?" I thought I'd screwed up something. He's like, "I've been working here for 7 months, and I just found out that you have this weird Lego basement addiction YouTube channel thing." And I was like, "Yeah." And he was like, "Why didn't I know about it?" And I was like, "Well, you don't go around telling people your addictions. Hi, I'm Richard, and I'm addicted to cocaine."
Right.
It was is that what it's like? And I was like, pretty much. I was like, this all started off of one set. And 5 years later, it's a house.
Cocaine is probably cheaper.
That is very true.
It would be at our house.
How long will $5 or, well, I guess you'd have to break it up bigger than that. What's $800 worth of cocaine? How long does that last?
Couldn't tell you. But
I wonder how many
$800 worth of
times-
Lego doesn't go far either.
I know, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
See, Sandwich Mitts. He
Neck
said
and
my
neck.
addiction's still on the down low. Have y'all had any kind of instance like where somebody was just like, man, I had no idea?
I teach a leadership class once a month, and the background of my work computer is usually like the latest kit I've done or one of my mocks. And something went wrong with a slideshow the last class, so that screensaver popped up. And one of the guys, older gentleman, was asking what it was, and I started telling him, and it just blew his mind that I built Lego, collected Lego, all that stuff. Because, I mean, I really don't bring it up unless somebody already knows that I do it. So
Martin AP with another one.
Damn.
Dang. Let's
That one.
Says got to match
Hold
Andrew.
up. Wait a minute. Something ain't right. What you want me to do?
I don't know if George has seen any of these.
I've seen that one before. That's probably one of my favorite ones.
I don't know. My absolute favorite is the
Boy, that escalated quickly. I mean, that really got out of hand fast.
That's pretty good too. Can't go wrong with Anchorman.
nah. Pete is working on 900,000 by tonight, is what EMS said, Gene.
He's working on what?
900,000 pieces by tonight.
Oh, wow.
That's a pretty big mock there. I know what she's talking about.
So that was a f***ing lie.
Yeah. The look on Gene's face is like, haha, I figured out how to use technology. Trip, have you had an instance where somebody was kind of just like thrown back at the Lego addiction, or maybe didn't know? How did your son take it?
They buy me stuff. The truth of the matter is, you know, with this thing I deal with, I'm Lego's my full-time gig. And I don't say that in any bragging way, because I'm slow at pretty much everything I do, and you know, it's just part of it. It'll be 3 years next month. Built the first set, and I bought it. It was the McLaren Formula One, the Technic car, and try to remember. I think it was just a bunch of Harry Potter and a little this and that. After that, it was we love the Harry Potter, and then Bowman, who was here and hit us with the first $50, and we've had 2 or 3 cents. Then people are really awful sweet and generous for support of Bearded Bricks. But Bo got me that UCS Falcon.
Ah, it's a good one.
And great set. And I had said to Wendy, we go to a Lego store, we go to Concord usually, and she said, "Don't you want to do Star Wars, because that's always been, top of the heap for us." And I would say sincerely no, because there's just too much of that there, those ships and everything. I know how I am. I'll get sucked into buying.
You're not addicted, Trip. You're not addicted.
Everything. Oh, there's no question. The truth of the matter is you guys know, sucked in, and I've bought. Well, did I tell you I bought a Christmas X-wing 2 weeks ago? So there you go. But no, Wendy most likely has been questioned or asked. Her parents, who live very, very close by here, have been very supportive of the whole Lego thing. Her mom especially seems to kind of get it. And so, holidays and stuff come around. I don't remember everything, but I know that they gave me the Notre Dame set. It was out a year or two ago. But the kids are really, all about when it comes time for, birthday, holiday, whatever. They've shown up with some big ones. Dax, you can't see it because it's on the shelf behind the Christmas X-Wing, the UCS Sandcrawler. And I'm looking, I can't remember. There's just so many.
Do y'all collect
there.
the Christmas sets?
The great thing is, for early on with the regular visits to the neurologists, to a person, every one of them have been really strong on me continuing Lego for its therapeutic qualities for my deal. Neurocognitive disorder, especially as and it is progressive and all that. I mean, it can't cure it. There is no cure for PSP, but losing dexterity in my hands, it helps me keep more longer. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So that's a big deal. The other big one for me is somebody who, was a big reader all my life. You're part of this thing is aphasia, so I don't process language. In other words, my speech, obviously you can tell that in seeing me right now, but reading is near impossible. I just don't process. So I read a paragraph and have to start all over again. And maybe I'll keep a little bit of it, but by the time I get through a second paragraph, it's just spinning around. I can't do it anymore. It's strange. Now, I can do calculus, mathematical stuff, numbers. I haven't. Maybe I've diminished. I haven't done anything to check, but I'm no problem. But language is not there. But back to my main point, the neurologists are they don't put me in any other like occupational therapy or anything like they would usually for a PSP patient or a FTD patient because of Lego, and because I do it every day, and supplemented it this year since late last year with the 3D printing. And it's the same thing, it's all visual, a little bit of math. And Lego, anybody, you guys know, anybody that's casual may not pick up on it, but if you're doing much Lego, especially big stuff, you've got diagrams or grids or whatever. Math is key, and there we go. But it's very positive part of our life, and the kids, and especially Wendy, have gone beyond being supportive. They all enjoy Lego now. They need to stay out of my damn Lego closet and get their own.
Preach it.
I'm
But
staying out of that fight.
I'm being a smart ass now. No,
you're not. You're
I'm
telling
not
the
going to
truth.
get into it either. they they all build some. They're all busy, and there we go. And you got another donation coming in here, and I haven't kept up enough.
They are definitely coming in. I will honestly say though, to piggyback on what you said a little, Gene's wife Tori is probably bigger into Lego than Wendy or Haley, but I will say that I keep back here this whole bottom shelf like 3 deep is sets that I've bought for some reason. Whether I've not opened them or why I have not opened them yet and built them, I don't know. Some of them are, I'm never going to open them to my knowledge. Some of them are just waiting for like the right time. Some of them are waiting for me to get certain things done. And every time we're down here and Haley wants to come down here and build, she'll look at this section and I start sweating slowly. And I'm like, okay, what do you want to do? I'll turn into like a 3-year-old and I'm like, look, we just went to Walmart. Why didn't you get you something you wanted?
Haley, if you're still watching, give me a shout. Richard just gave me an idea. I'm going to help you get your goat.
We're going to start a GoFundMe for Haley to get a goat.
I know. So George, you and Papa don't know this whole thing. So I will tell this story, and I'm going to tell it the best of my knowledge because, of course, I'm not Haley. But from a third party, Haley doesn't care that I do Lego. It's not her favorite thing in the world because, of course, it does take time away from her. It does, she sees the amount of like stuff I buy, but she's been very supportive of it. She's like the weird person that will yell at me for buying Lego and then turn around and buy me Lego. So it's never like a crazy different thing. But I built a castle. The castle was my shit when I was growing up. Knights, anything like that. I loved it. And when when Haley saw how happy it made me, she kind of got into it a little. I explained to her what the Black Falcons were. We kept moving forward, and like the castle grew bigger and bigger and bigger. Well, I kept telling her that one of the things that I have a tendency to do, just like in the first 2 different castles, the city, the Baston's doing this, as I try to put as much possible in it. And I was like, every castle has a village out front, and what does every village have? A freaking farm. And I got into this Lego goat. I've always had one of the original goats. It's in like perfect condition. Started telling her about it, and the addiction hit her where how we had to find these goats. So I got 5 of the OG goats for free. Whether they were people giving them to me or people finding out what I was doing. And anytime something is ever donated, given, whatever you want to say, I will always use it in whatever I am doing. This one, there's not going to be any goats in there. The next one I will explain in a little bit. There'll be some goats hidden in there. And Haley found out how expensive they were. So we ended up buying more and more. And she has some earrings that are made out of Lego goats. And we were walking around a Lego convention. Somebody kind of got ill at her because she drilled in these $100 goats. Mind you, a girl can wear a $1,000 set of earrings. It's no big deal.
Nobody bats an eye.
Exactly. But the Lego people are like wigging out. So ever since then, she is like, if it's a sticker with a goat on it, she has got it. She just ordered another goat shirt because her other one has gotten too big. She's just like somebody gave us, I'm trying to think of who it was. They had a whole zoo set up and they had like 20 of those AliExpress goats that are all different colors.
Yeah.
Well, they were taking the zoo apart and gave them all to Haley. So I've got another 20 like random non-Lego goats.
Sounds to me like you need to do a goat mock.
Well, but speaking of mocks, I'm going to put Trip on the spot right here. I did not tell him I was going to do this. So Everybody knows that I have put off Star Wars for I don't know how long. I've joked about putting it off again. I am not putting it off. I was going to do the Slums of Coruscant. I can't really find like some cool stuff to do. If I build it and design it, all the stuff looks like cyberpunk stuff. I don't like that. So I've gotten with Mr. Tripp, and we have talked him into downloading Studio and got him to using it a little bit. We're still kind of indecisive on what we want to do, but he is going to help me in this Star Wars mock. And I'm hoping it puts him, I don't want to get him to the addiction level that the mocking gets because buying $100 Lego set is something, but when you have hundreds of dollars of Lego orders showing up, that's pieces.
Yeah.
But what in the chat? We got Kennedy in the chat. I've talked to Kennedy a little bit. We've got Han Brix in the chat. I know he's a Star Wars fan. What do y'all think? Me and him both joked about the idea of a Venator like hanger. But the problem that I have with that is it's literally a freaking hanger. Like it's going to be a gray square with a couple of scenes in it and a couple of ships. So he said something about doing a rebel base. I'm fine with whatever. I would love terrain to be involved because that's my like niche. If it's dark tan, I really appreciate it because that means I ain't got to buy shit. But what does everybody think? Obviously, Tripp doesn't know this because he wasn't around, but I have talked a lot of crap about Clone Wars for the longest time. And I have fallen to subject of liking Clone Wars more now that I've continued to watch and go more in depth with what all is involved. But what do y'all think? Tron says do a battle on Scarif. Cascadia said a 135th Death Star should be simple and cheap mock to build.
I like where Cascadia is going with that.
135th Death Star bigger than the damn Suburban parked up in the driveway.
True Squadron said to do a Rebel base. Jessica Veal said pod race, but I'm not doing a pod race because I don't know how much information's out there. I've got a buddy that's doing something right now that's going to be released this weekend. I'm not touching pod race, y'all. I can't touch what he's done.
Just give you a little hint, and I don't know if you know him or not. Jessica Veal is Dax, our middle child, my younger son's gamer tagline. So Jessica Veal is welcome to come and we can build a pod race after we finish with this deal with Richard and whatever we land on doing. And Clone Wars is where it's at.
I am one of the few that will say I love the pod racing idea and scheme and all that. But Tripp, when you come out there this weekend, I'll show you why I'm not touching the pod race.
Okay, Bill.
I promise that no matter how good y'all think I am or how good y'all think I can be, I can't do what has been done.
And newlywed El Kaplan, wonderful musician. His song that he wrote and recorded last year is the best anthem for Los Angeles I've ever heard. And I would highly recommend checking Kaplan out on whatever your music stream of choice is. He's got a little rock, he's got a little country, he's got Hispanic flair on it. Wonderful. And if you're nice to him, he might even sing a Chris Isaac song for you. He's really good. And congratulations to Mr. and Mrs. Kaplan from the nuptials this past weekend. Bo was out there for that. Glad to see you in the stream tonight, son.
Yeah, thanks for stopping by.
There's a lot of new
Garrett,
people
Brick by Brick Together is a a cool fella. Just hit us in here tonight too. Good to see you, Garrett.
Yeah, we have a lot of new people. You have a huge following, Mr. Tripp.
I don't know about that, but I appreciate everybody being in, and biggest thing is support of the Bearded Bricks boys. As I appreciate how y'all been awful nice to me the past several months.
Cool Han Luke said you were the man, the myth, the legend. I'm starting to believe him, Papa.
I know. maybe I'm doing a really good thing with building a mock with you. You're going to get my popularity up there.
Right?
Well, there's a lot of nice people in this community, and that was the big takeaway for us from Brick World. It's like you guys always awful nice to me and Richard. We picked up a real friendship pretty quick, and I'm sure it'll be the same with Gene and George. And so many people. I'm not even going to try to go through the names in the Brick World group. I said I wasn't going to go through the names. Sean and Brent and Richard, I know they're friends of yours from ACOB, kind of have led that culture. But I'm telling you, from the minute we got there on Tuesday afternoon, ran into Sean in the front of the building, and that was the first hug. And they continued all the way through. We left on early Sunday morning. Everybody, hugs and high fives, the whole time, and sincere, fun conversation. And I'm so grateful for that opportunity and experience, because I don't do a whole lot anymore. My heart was full from that time there. So not saying that the thing we're going to do in Raleigh coming up in a few days, or Brick Fair, Virginia, they can all be that way. But my experience with the Girth Gang at Brick World this past Brick World a couple of weeks ago was just remarkable.
I believe it might be in my best interest is when I get you inside, I'm just going to sit you behind my table with a Sharpie and have you sign signatures.
Well, if it'll keep them coming, we'll do whatever. And I'll be nice to anybody that wants to be nice and have a sincere interest in all the positivity around what we do with Lego.
That's one of the. I mean, I like going to conventions to look at other people's builds, but almost 99% of the time, I couldn't tell you what I saw, because I'm more interested in meeting people, making the connections, people you talk with online. You
mean taking shots and then getting stuck to be an auctioneer?
Oh, no. I already knew I was going to be an auctioneer. The shots just helped the auctioneer come out in me. But yeah, it's the social interaction, I think, is the more important part of it. So that's what I
tell anybody and everybody that always I'm never really I'm going to say sentimental. There's a lot of people in this Lego community that I've met and have gone away. There's a lot of people that I thought were really close and they've just faded away, whether it be they don't like Lego anymore or they just do whatever. And I have met some people and I have no shame in saying whatsoever. There's a bunch of people. Caden is one of them. Caden is an extremely good friend. I do not talk to him every day like we are best friends. But honestly, if Caden ever needed anything, I would drive to Virginia and do it for him. I've tried to help him with some car work before. kind of over the phone. Caden, because I know that if I needed help, he's joked plenty of times in non-joking manner that if I needed his help to finish a mock, he'll just drive down here. And I don't doubt in my mind that he would. There is a lot of really cool people that you meet in this community.
Definitely.
There's a lot of really good. Papa Trip has turned into one of those guys. Gene, I mean, shit, me and Gene wouldn't know each other if it wasn't for Lego.
Right.
And that, I mean, me and George wouldn't know. And these are people that I literally have conversations with every day. So anytime you get a chance to go out and meet somebody, do it. What I was getting to with saying all that is you meet people, whether you become immediate friends right then or not, whatever. I met two guys a couple of years ago. Really last year at Brick Fair, and no more than had a bunch of conversations with them about other than how cool their build was and about ideas and how I would like to do things and see things and build things, and the fact that I have so many ideas that I can't get them out fast enough and what it takes to build stuff. And I will honestly say that that is developed into a really cool friendship that I have with some guys right now in Panzer Brick Labs that I'm sorry, but I don't think that friendship I have will ever go away. Anytime you get to meet somebody in this Lego community, like I said, you got to try your, don't do more than is needed, but never take anybody you ever meet for granted.
Mrs. Papa Trip.
And you never know what could happen. I mean, shit, the first time I met Trip saw one of our shows about me having the damn Black Series helmets, and he messaged me on Instagram and was like, hey, I want to let you know they got one down here at Edward McCade. Would you like me to pick it up for you? And I was like, yeah, sweet. It's like, why not get another one? So you never know how you're going to meet people, or that you meet people, or even if you live close to them. And at the end of the day, the moral of the story is don't be a dick.
Pretty much.
Yeah,
Wait, isn't that what you are, Richard?
Oh, Gene.
Yes.
You said don't be a Richard? Is that what you said?
Yeah, don't be a Richard. Haley keeps wanting to get me that shirt. The movie is a horrible movie. If it might be a good action movie, it is a good action movie. If you're watching it for the plot, you're wasting your time. But one of my favorite lines in any movie is Vin Diesel in Triple X after he, like, the first scene where he steals the guy's Corvette, and he's like, the moral of the story is dick, don't be a dick, and he just like throws his Corvette off a bridge.
All right. You just got a dubious small donation that probably is tied to some kind of underworld goings on there. So you might not want to accept that one.
Is that one you accept and then just the police knock on the door?
Yeah, absolutely. There, now. Your time with Wendy has been very perceptive.
Are y'all looking forward to this weekend?
Honestly, she just got home today. She and Grace went down to the Hilton Head place for a few days, and I say this with nothing but love in my heart. She probably needed a few days away. She does everything around here, and George, yeah, I wouldn't wish that job on anybody I don't care for, especially for Winnie's best partner man could ever have in every way, and she's easy on the eyes. But she just got back, and we haven't talked about it. We didn't talk while she and Grace went down to the beach, and I'm sure we will. We'll coordinate with you and Haley and figure out what everybody's plan is, and we'll go from there. All I know is
I've got the clearance. All you got to do is text me when you're there, and I'm gonna walk up there and meet you, and you're golden.
there we go. That's good. Good deal. Good.
Are you going
deal.
Saturday or you going Saturday or both days or what?
Our plan was to go on Saturday, I believe, Gene, and
Okay.
I heard you say you were going on Sunday, but we'll figure it out. I don't know if we probably hadn't made any arrangements for this whole herd of dogs that we live with here.
Sure, you got the same problem we do.
Yeah, we've got a few. We got 2 German white hair pointers. We got 2, and one of them sleeps in the bed under Wendy's legs every night. But he's my dog and the best dog I ever had. And we've got 2 French bulldogs that belong to Bo. But they live here. I don't know how that works out. And a third one that he tried to get to live here, but we made him take her barking ass back. And he's got another little Brussels Griffon, barks all the time. My daughter's got 3 dogs when she's here, and I don't say anything about it because I love it when she's my best thing in the world when she's here. And I'm probably Buddy, the blackmouth cur hound mix, I guess, followed me. We live about 6/10 of a mile off the main road, and so have to take the trash bins down there once a week when it's time for the pickup the next morning. Met Buddy down at the road, just hanging out. One night when I took him down, followed me home. He's been here ever since. I hadn't had the heart to tell him that he didn't live here because I guess now he does.
So what part of Davie County are you in?
We're in Advance. We're Advance. Our property adjoins right up next. We're in the middle of a couple of family farms. Joined right by LeBlue water place over there. So I'll Richard, can I say something kind of off color a little bit here and not get you in big trouble? Gene, I wash my ass in LeBlue water every morning. So that's
how you Davie County people are. You know, you got more money than sense.
Yeah. Somebody does. I just hadn't met them yet.
I've never understood how the most redneck county around us has the most money.
Well, if it makes any difference to you, I grew up in Wilkes County. You want to talk about redneck and a county where there was, I don't think so anymore, but there was a lot of money.
Yeah, it's because there's a moonshine still on every corner.
Well, there was allegedly.
Allegedly.
There's no allegedly. So you got to realize, Trip, me and him had this talk, and I don't think he understands how deep it goes. George loves old school NASCAR. And I tried to explain to him that everything he wishes he has is within like an hour from our location.
Oh, yeah. Keep rubbing it in.
Come on. George, I sat in one of my dad's very dear friends growing up was Junior Johnson. And so as a fan, you know, I had a school thing, a project I had to do. And mama called Flossie Johnson and said, Mikey needs to do something. Can he get some time with Junior to talk about whatever it was? I'm sorry, I don't remember. What I do remember is typically for Flossie was, yeah, y'all come on, we'll have, I'll cook us a dinner you know, and Junior and Mikey can do whatever, and we did. And we hadn't sat down in his study for 2 minutes, and he said, I guess you'll want to hear about the moonshine and how that tied in, not just to racing, but that was part of it, but to Wilkes County. And he told me about his past. He told me about knowing my grandfather, my dad's father, who that was the families were they parallel in what they did with making liquor. And it's like he said, and Dad had told me many times growing up that people glamorized that you know, country people and the moonshine. That was they didn't make money. They did that to barely survive.
Yeah.
And on top of it, the lifestyle of, you know, having to hide everything. It was dirty, hard. And Junior told me, I won't forget it. He said, you know, almost everybody in the county, whether it was making it, moving it, selling sugar, corn, apples, whatever. Almost every family had some touch to liquor business at a time, or at least in his mind, they did. And that was an interesting there. But I grew up, Junior, and you know, when they were home midweek, let's say Tuesday nights, Junior and Turkey Mitten and Herb Nab or whoever, maybe with Daddy had a shop downstairs garage shop. He restored antique cars, but they would be downstairs talking about what they were working on for the race car, because Dad owned machine shop, and they would, you know, think about what they were going to do, and then Dad would next day or day or two go in the shop and work on whatever. It was a time that there was a whole corner of the shop down there that they built a running gears for Junior's race cars at Dad's machine shop. But I wish I had a box of the scrap pieces of cardboard that they would squat down there in the floor in Dad's little shop in our basement, and draw out with pencil or pen or whatnot what they were going to do or change or make whatever. But don't have.
I'm going to interrupt you for a second. Mama Papa Trip, Mrs. Papa Trip said Junior also donated a real working steel to the NASCAR museum. The people doing the display could not figure out how it went together. They called Junior, who had it together in 15 minutes.
That's right. Showed up typical in his overalls and white t-shirt, and just told him get out of his way. He'd get it done, and he'd do that. And if you knew Junior, you didn't. If you knew him, you knew him. But if you didn't know Junior, you couldn't tell if he was mean looking, pissed off, or if he was smiling. Junior was a nice fella, but no nonsense, and you know, it was just, you get point A to point B. He's efficient. That's what he was.
Most everybody in the chat's not going to know anything about this, and I don't know if Gene will, but I'm assuming you will, giving your where you grew up. There, I don't remember her name, but it is a girl who did a series of like 10 paintings, and the paintings were all of Junior Johnson, and it started with him at like a creek. One showed a shine, then it showed them loading the shine into the car, then it showed the car, and it was just like 10 paintings that showed from moonshine to NASCAR. And basically,
it's not all Junior. It's got all the all the NASCAR greats that were involved in the moonshine.
Yeah.
Well, it's there's the Clay Call is in there.
The Call brothers.
Trying to remember. There was a TV guy that was weatherman or something. I don't remember, that was in some of those pictures. We've got several of them in the room next to me over here on the wall. They called Daddy, and it's hard to believe between those guys, whether it was Junior or Clay Call or whoever, Daddy was the only one that had any of the old what they call them. There was a name for them, Cornhusker or something. The big jugs, and because they wanted them for the couple of the pictures. So that they were there, and one of Daddy's old cars is in a couple of those pictures too.
So there is a person who I've known, I'm not going to say his name, my entire life, and he's an older guy. And when I found out about those paintings, I was in his basement, and of course he had like a lounge area, pool table, and it showed all his paintings all over. And if you look at if you have all of the paintings, or at least most of them, there's the same guy in every painting. And he was joking with me and pulled his like book out or whatever and showed me a picture of him when he was younger. And he goes, "Does that guy look familiar?"
Huh.
And he is literally in every single one of those photos.
Yep.
So Roy Ackland, who used to do Roy's Folks on TV8, I believe it was. Roy's the one that put all those paintings together. He had interviewed all those guys on different shows, and he was in the middle of one of the interviews, and somebody made the comment that they should memorialize that whole group, and that's what all started. It was one of Roy's shows. They were all sitting around talking.
That's what we're making.
And I think you just hit the name there, Gene. I'm sorry, my memory's so bad I can't get everything. But Millard Ashley was another one of those guys that was in that group and in there. I don't know if I could pull anything else out of it. It's just a blur for me. But
well, yeah, after we end the live stream, I'll tell you who I know.
Okay. Cool. Very cool.
That's what we're missing in NASCAR nowadays is some moonshiners.
We're missing people that know what they're doing and not pretty boys who think they can drive.
And
certainly missing innovation, George.
Yeah, definitely innovation is long gone from this sport. We don't hardly watch NASCAR.
Well, how can you have innovation when they take a race and turn it into a spectacle?
Yeah.
You're exactly right. And I'm not going to get on the whole what's wrong with everything without having any solutions, because I think if I'm in a foot about it, then I bet that we've all invested a lot of hours watching circle track racing in different forms, and if you're into circle track, it all leads to NASCAR Cup, and I do wish there's been some good things.
Well, I'm gonna stop you right there.
I'm not going to turn this into racing.
That's the first thing I don't agree with you saying. It is not NASCAR. It is the Winston Cup.
Okay, all right.
It is the Winston Cup.
And I get. I wish they were still paying for it, and it worked out that way. But they don't even have a name except for NASCAR Cup, because there's no title sponsor for it anymore. But I do sorely wish good things that have happened, they've done, that we could take a pause and reach back and not continue to try to have all the cars with parity being exactly the same, and some innovation back into it.
What we need to do is get real sponsors out there. We used to have Hooters and Kodak and Skull, and now we got Skittles.
Yeah, well, we don't even have that hardly anymore. businesses have changed so much. I mean, that's where we get back to Lego. We can again stomp our feet about the things that we're unhappy with the Lego doing, or I hear a lot about, Star Wars Lego was the best in this frame of years, 10 to 15 years ago or whatever. And I can tell you that, when I look back with NASCAR was really great during some of those times too, but I can remember a whole lot of NASCAR races that 5 or 6 people finish on a lead lap.
Yeah.
I'm not looking for that to happen, but when you put the cars on a 1.5 mile track and all but 2 of them finish on the lead lap, then okay, that doesn't make a lot of sense either. You kind of go too far one way or the other. Same thing with Lego. Got to find some balance, but if we're gonna complain about what the company's given us, and the thing that we love so much, let's face the fact, we're all sitting here talking on a YouTube stream with the common thread of Lego, and everybody that's on here has a tie to either Lego or a few of them maybe to Papa Trip. The truth of the matter is this: love it too much, don't want it to go away. I don't want them to stop making Star Wars Lego. Got to figure out a way to communicate to Lego to open the door, the things that we would like to see, with using just the subject of Star Wars Lego. Maybe it's for other people another theme within Lego, but I'm not the person that abides just complaining about something unless you can put action behind it. Don't start the question with why is this happening to me and who is the blame for what. Start with the question of how can I help and how can I fix it and what can I do to make it better. And so there's some things that a lot of you folks are a lot smarter than I am. We got to figure out how to communicate what we really want and what we're looking for.
And on that sentence, George, did you bring some mocks to the table?
I did.
For everyone that's never been here before, this is the part of the show where every week me and George go out, scour the internet, pull mocks that we find interesting, show them off, talk what we like, talk what we don't like. And you can ask Gene. We used to kind of just do nothing but things that we liked and tell everybody that all their stuff looked great. And people got mad at us for that. So if you don't like something,
everybody got a trophy.
Yeah, if you don't like something, say it, because we sure as hell will.
I have no idea what this is supposed to be, but it looks cool as hell.
That's a weird tree.
Oh, yeah.
That tree shaped weird.
Well, at first I thought it was trees.
Didn't it?
Riley builds bricks on Instagram. That's caught my eye. It's some kind of giant alien. Yeah,
is that a War of the Worlds thing?
Oh, those are spaceships.
They're pretty damn cool.
Here's a better view.
Oh, that's an alien. That's not a ship.
Well, the one on the left is a ship.
Yeah,
that's a ship.
That's an alien.
Green one looks like that thing on Attack of the Clones. One of those creatures that they put on Obi-Wan and Padme and Anakin. You remember that?
Bill said Helldivers.
Oh,
and
thanks, Max.
With that being a gamer and that being a game, I'm going to say he's right.
Yep.
I'll believe you if you tell me. So, but I don't know. It just caught my eye. It's a pretty cool build.
It looks cool.
I like the techniques he's got going on here for some kind of little building outpost.
I was about to say that kind of reminds me of like a contractor trailer.
Yeah, Connex box or something.
And I'd be pissed if
Zoom
that
in
shows
on it.
up.
What is it?
It's like the 2x2 corner
Oh,
tiles, and
yeah.
then might be a better picture.
Look like the Hill Drivers video.
Yeah, here we go.
I dig
Spent
it.
too much time on the bug front.
Yeah, say
That's a cool technique.
Marty, I agree with you. The circular base is really appealing and pleasing to the eye. Better than just the old standard square or rectangle.
Yeah, I know. We're lame.
Yeah. But I mean, look at that. That's cool as hell. It does look like that four-legged bug or whatever it was from Attack of the Clones on Geonosis.
Yep. When you got up close, that's the first thing that hit me. I don't know if it had the claws, but all I can say is nice work, Riley. You got a great mind for designing whatever you're coming up with there.
Great little drop ship. I love the flames shooting out of the engines and then the clouds, dust
The
clouds.
old Lego smoke.
Yeah. But if he's got lighting in here, he's done a fairly good job of hiding the wires. Because I couldn't see any. I don't know what kind of little baby alien bug that is, but it's pretty cool.
It's called barbecue right now is what it looks like.
That's what it looks like. I mean, this guy back here obviously got barbecued. But I don't know. It just caught my eye. Thought kind of out of the ordinary, something I normally don't share.
Cool.
I like the little, like, I don't know what that is, trash compactor looking thing.
I was trying to figure that out. I don't know if it's a trash can but it kind of looks like the way they've got the V's turned different directions. Maybe it's a sequence you got to push to open it up and get inside.
Well, if he says it's a video game, it may be something like to get a weapon cache or something like that.
Yeah, that would be my guess. But I like how he's done the radio antenna tower right here. Pretty simple build with some arms and bars and
Lots
all
of
that good stuff. Our gentleman Dickin 222 that we've showed several times. I don't know if this is an alternate build for the cart. I'm gonna say it's not because the wheels look completely different. But it just made me laugh seeing Mario give me the middle finger. But
I would never.
It looks cool.
Yeah, it does.
I wish you could turn the go-kart into a motorcycle. Probably can.
Well, the motorcycle, the M on the front of it.
Which M? There's no
Go
M.
back to the last picture. There's an M where that circle is.
Aha.
That M on the front of it is off of the mini cart. But those hubcaps are off of the actual cart.
Say it looks cool.
Yeah, that's a good build.
That's really
Yeah,
cool.
it is. That Mario, then we've got I think you and I are building it at the same time, Richard. That Mario kart set, the newer one there, that's just a really good set.
Yes. Cascadia said, from what I understand, that little yellow chest is a command station to call in airstrikes, nukes, and other stuff.
Well, I'm glad you could help clear that up for us, Cascadia, because I have no clue.
I need one of those at my house.
Yeah, it's a great build. Oh, you're talking. I got you.
Stick with us, George. Stick with us.
Getting close to my bedtime. My brain ain't functioning. Clockot War. I don't even know how you pronounce this individual's name, but kind of a little generic Fallout mock. Thought was pretty cool.
Fallout's a big thing right now.
It really seems to be. I'm ready for the second season to come out on Prime. But I mean, it kind of reminds me of like an oversized minifigure habitat.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I like the use of the sand green with the light bluish gray, and it even looks like it's got some old light gray kind of scattered throughout.
I love when people use printed and like sticker parts for stuff that's just random.
Yeah.
This is a kind of mock that you're smart not to walk by because there's something bigger next door. The big next door may be awful cool, but you'll miss a lot in these conventions if you don't stop and look at some of the smaller stuff like this, because the detail and the work can really be amazing.
Oh, I completely agree.
I completely agree, but on the other side of that, I've had a serious talk with some people in the past couple of days, and the Star Wars build won't be as built as what I'm used to, but I can't go back to having something small.
I like big. Don't mistake my point. I was just telling George had it up here. Did not walk by. I saw some really super cool small builds in Chicago.
That almost reminds me of one of the Lando Rando rooms.
Yeah, it really does. Some of these I'm assuming are custom stickers. I know the Fallout torso. They mentioned in the post where they were from, but I forgot. But cracks me up seeing that old Lego musket there in a Fallout mock.
Yeah.
And a little chihuahua.
Zoom into that chest, and I could probably tell you where it's from. No, the Fallout chest.
Okay, get you because you're out.
That's not a Fallout one.
Another cool one.
Is that Fallout?
That's Fallout colors, and the torso design, not the gun belt or anything, but just the shirt looks Fallout to me.
I think it might be K-Town, but I thought all of K-Town stuff was like the Vault gear. Somebody else said K-Town too. I'm gonna Google K-Town real quick to see if that's it.
Well, Vault isn't Fallout.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is like they're all the uniforms. None of them have like open gun belts.
I got you. Okay, I got you.
To my knowledge.
Say this is just a sticker. It's not a printed torso.
Okay. Yeah, you're right.
It is. It is. Yeah, you're right. So I have no idea then.
You're talking about using different printed parts. That's pretty unique piece of a cockpit piece.
I know it's like a meditation
kind of chamber or jail cell.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Clever.
This one right here, according to the post, it's on Lego Ideas, but this is a couple months old. I just like how the base is really small at the bottom and then kind of expands out and goes up.
I've showed a Frankenstein room before, and I wonder if this is the same guy because it looks kind of the same. It's just everything's in different areas.
Yeah.
And it didn't have a roof. I love that, though. That right there looks really good.
Yeah, I like the roof beam construction there. And then all the chains hanging, pipes. I mean, there's a lot of stuff crammed in this little thing.
That's like Tripp said. You walk by it. He's holding up his Monster Fighter box.
There you go. Yeah, that would go perfect with this.
Yeah, that's one reason I grabbed it. I was able to snag this just before Chicago. Another perfect box, and this is one because I am in awe of Gene and Tori. I don't have I think it's the first 4 modulars, but we've got all the others since then, and I wanted this to put with the modulars in some of the buildings we've got along.
All you're going to do to solve that is hand Richard your credit card before he goes to a show.
That's all I was about to say. If you need something, all you got to do is give me your credit card, and I'll make it happen.
We saw plenty of those, and I don't know if I've told you guys, but I bought a Christmas X-wing, and
Man, I've never wanted an X-wing more than I do right now.
there's
as much as you're into Star Wars, you should look into the Christmas X-wing.
Yeah, there's nothing left to fuel the credit card at that point. And I'm being facetious, but I did exceed the budget on single purchase with that one. They're going to have supposedly a Christmas TIE fighter this year, so I guess it was time to break over and buy one.
Now, was that a set released to the public, or was that one of the employees?
No, that was an employee gift in 2019, and my new buddy P&G Bricks. P&G, super cool, nice fella. He's one of the guys that I believe he'd give you his umbrella in the rain if he thought he'd help you out. Just really good Lego guy, part of the Girth Gang. Reminded me here in chat, you got more than the Christmas X-wing, and yeah, I did. I did. I was able to get a Rogue Shadow. That's the one set that Starkiller Galen Merrick was in. Another brand new, beautiful sealed box, and a few other things as well. A lot of neat sig figs and stuff from people too.
Is that a brain in a jar?
That's a brain in a jar.
Hey, that looks like a brain in that jar.
Crazy. I wonder if he took it out to examine the fact that why he bought a Christmas X-wing.
It probably would be worthwhile to warn others away.
That I really like how detailed that is.
Yeah, and I don't know. I didn't look. I don't know if it's still on Lego Ideas to vote for it, but that'd be a great little set to have. Especially, I love Frankenstein. Young Frankenstein, great movie. If you haven't seen it, you should watch it. Rebel Productions got a couple builds from him, and sadly, they're only one picture of each one. So. But I thought this was pretty cool, kind of like a Imperial troop birthing area for sleeping.
Yeah.
Bingo.
Although you're not supposed to take your helmet off.
You're not getting my cheese.
And Garrett over at Brick by Bricks Together, thank you so much for donation, buddy. All the way from Oregon tonight. Thank you so much.
No. Stop.
Here's some ideas for your Rebel base.
That's cool.
Get rid of the Imperials and put Rebels there. I like the rock work on the edge. Again, it's not perfectly square.
I like the rock work on the edge, but I don't really care for the rock work in the back.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree.
Feels like it's too sliced and should be a little closer together. But the rest of it looks pretty good.
Yeah.
To me, it looks like a big version of the NURBS and Burbs.
I hate those things.
We're not looking to duplicate, but there's nothing wrong with replicating pieces and parts in your own form. We can take inspiration from a lot.
Well, they taught me in R&D, it's not research and development, it's rip off and duplicate. I don't 100% agree with that, but yeah, here's another one. So he really got good use of not having a rectangular base, making it staggered, studs going every direction.
I really like so I've been looking at a lot of people's stuff and finding like me and Tripp have talked when I was doing the whole studio thing of like pieces that you wouldn't normally see being used, like those support pieces like that.
Yeah.
The one piece that I've seen quite a bit of that I actually bought some of was the like roller coaster rails.
Yeah. I've seen that used a lot pretty creatively.
So I bought 20 of them. We'll see what happens with them.
Those are rookie numbers.
Well, I don't know how I'm going to do it yet. I don't just need to go buy 1,000.
We told you about how we got to know Rocco, didn't we?
I think so, maybe.
Yeah.
So we were at one of the shows, ran into him, and had our shirt on. He goes, "Hey, I bought from you guys." I was like, "What?"
Oh, that's awesome.
And so I was looking to see what he bought, and it was the curves for the roller coaster track and curves for the train track. And that's what he used as the form for the base for the Burj Khalifa.
Oh, cool.
And we've gotten to know him really well since then. So
pretty creative idea.
Yeah, it was.
PNG not only became a member, but we also got another donation. I'm going to throw up let's do this one again.
What? Did we just become best friends? Yup. Do you want to go do karate in the garage? Yup.
Me and George are going to have to sit down and come up with some.
There you go.
I'll tell you right now, Gene
You
does
got
not
some of these guys, PNG, brick by brick together.
We'll have to come up with some different ideas.
I vote for Top Gun.
yeah.
I'm going to comment something on a little later, but I got to wait till I get to my portion.
Spartain, I think he's out of France, maybe. Don't hold me to it. He builds a lot of cool military stuff, and hadn't seen a lot of these armored personnel carriers. So I thought this was pretty neat. A lot of complicated angles. I've made an earlier version of one of these.
I don't care.
Cadillac V100 from Vietnam War that the military police used.
That looks like a lot of clips.
There's a lot going on in here, I can tell you that much. So, but I mean, I think he did a pretty good job. I was talking with a buddy of mine that operates these in the Canadian Army, and he was pointing out some things that were maybe not as accurate, but I mean, it's Lego, so I think it looks good.
I mean, that looks really good. I think when you get down to building any kind of vehicle in any of the scales that we do, and it's all the crazy angles and little clip pieces, and I mean, especially when you get onto the brick arm clips.
Yeah.
I mean, that stuff gets very, very complicated.
Well, that's all I got tonight, boys and girls.
Well, first,
Richard.
George wanted to go ahead and go, "Oh, Top Gun, blah, blah, blah."
My wife just texted me, said, "Don't make me come up there, Richard, and give you crap about not liking Top Gun."
Well, you know what? Top Gun isn't getting a Lego set, but you know what is?
Goonies. Yes.
It won the grand prize of Lego Ideas. So we all know Lego Ideas is going to destroy the way this looks and not make it cool at all. But the important thing is we are getting a Goonies set. I don't know how they're going to ruin it. I mean, this would be, I'm assuming this thing's probably like 3,000 pieces. I don't see Lego doing it. I don't see Lego giving us all these minifigures either. But I think they have to.
You know they're going to make it half the size with half the figs.
Yeah.
So are we going to take up a big collection to buy it for Caden since he's never seen it?
No, we got Caden to watch it. Where were you at last week?
I thought he said he only watched part of it.
No, he watched the whole thing.
But to get on with the mocks.
I was going to say, is that all you brought?
No, that's not all I brought. First, I seen this mock go around quite a bit this week. A lot of people were reposting it. So I figured, why not go ahead and show it? This is from Mr. Brix himself. This is nice.
I almost brought this tonight.
I love this.
That's
Got
gorgeous.
Some SDKFZs coming in with a Panzer II. Maybe Panzer III. Not sure. But this is gorgeous. I don't know what battle this is from. I know that it has to be German vehicles in the mud's got to be like Russia, correct? Like up north somewhere.
I would say the Western Front, Eastern Front, Eastern Front words, directions.
But
I know where it's not from. It's not from the Battle of Guilford Courthouse. So
Definitely not.
the thing that's crazy about this is going to go back to kind of what Papa Trip said, that when you walk past a big or a little mock to look at a big one, you might miss some things. This might look just like a lot of like random pieces, put some landscape. But when you see these like detailed pictures of what he's got actually going on, like, I mean, the troops alone walking with all their gear is pretty badass. When you start getting into the fact that you have like a pipeline that's busted and caught on fire back here,
That's pretty cool.
The little water.
Yeah.
I mean, it's homeboy right here is having a good day. He's not mad at all. All this stuff looks really good. And I don't know what he used for that, but that is some detail.
Yeah, I'm not real sure, but that's pretty cool.
I was
There's some
thinking
talent in that mine.
I was maybe thinking that he had some like mini railroad parts, like train stuff. But all this is excellent.
Non-Lego barrel.
Well, I mean, do you really want to get in with non-Lego here?
No.
That's non-Lego.
Yeah, we can be here all night.
This isn't Lego.
I screwed up. Carry on.
But I really like the guy back here in his white beater and suspenders. I don't know what fig this is.
White beater and suspenders.
But that's really a cool fig.
Can I help you with something?
That's got to be a custom, but yeah, that's pretty cool. Old field mechanic.
Yeah. Well, my favorite thing about this shot is he obviously looks like he knows what he's doing, and this guy looks like he's twiddling a wrench. So this right here is called worker. This
Supervisor.
right here is supervisor.
Boys in it?
I love the gas tank, the gas barrels all like rubber banded together. I may or may not 100% steal this idea.
Oh, he's even got bolt cutters on there. That's pretty cool.
I don't know where those come
is
from, but
cool.
those were really neat.
Maybe Brick Warrior.
Those
I don't
are
think so.
overmold. It looks like
Yeah,
that's an
'cause those are
expensive piece
overmolded.
right there. Nice.
Next, we have something that I kind of, when me and George first started showing mocks, that I stole from him. This is something that kind of falls into that whole thing. But Milo Bric's done another build. The detail that is into this is pretty crazy. There is a lot of pieces going on. I mean, this wall right here is like every orientation of bracket, tile, plate, stop brick.
It's a
Modified
tiger in a
plate.
building. You can't go wrong.
Do what?
It's a tiger inside of a building. You can't go wrong.
Who turned left?
Yeah. Oops.
Might have been that guy. He's not having a
He's
great
like
day.
a dirty dozen. Look at the man laying there.
I
Yeah,
was thinking more
you
Kelly's
get.
Heroes.
Twisted his
Start
leg.
taking naps.
There's a lot to unpack here.
Yeah.
That's cool.
I like how we did that crate. You can't see me pointing at my screen, but
This?
yeah.
Hey, that one right there.
Yeah, that one.
Go stand on Daddy's leg for. He's the one eating.
I guess that's a snot brick with
That would be my
plate on the
guess.
bottom.
Yeah. What did Caden call it? A Travis brick?
Yeah. I do like the individual like wood pieces. Next up, I'm actually happy about this one. There's only one picture, but
Ooh.
the way that he did these arches with like the backdrop of Coruscant in the back, that is nice.
That is gorgeous.
I brought this one just for you, Trip.
Yeah, I think I've seen this before, but it is a nice piece. Again, the skills coming out. These folks share these with us. It amazes me. But I got to see a good bit of that. Some of it from the guys that was in the Girth Gang last week. Kennedy was one of them, a true squadron. Ostiff, a lot of good builds.
Anything Kennedy builds is amazing.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. I think Kennedy and Nate were top of the heap. Luke from Behind the Bricks and Cole from Lego Man 360. You talk about some amazing work. They did it.
Next up, yeah.
Damn.
Yeah.
Holy crap.
That's something now.
Wonder if it's hollow on the inside.
It doesn't have each one of. I brought two of his builds, and each one of them only has 4 pictures, and a lot of it's just kind of up close detail of like the build itself, like in random places. But like even the fact that he used these like quarter tiles up here, like I don't know this. Like I love this Anubis statue.
That's impressive.
And I don't know how he got this to stay. I'm assuming there's some hinge bricks somewhere,
It's got to be.
but I really like
Or
it.
hinge tiles.
Papa Trip, you don't know this yet, but I'm a sucker for if I ever go to any kind of Bricks and minifigs or a Lego convention, if there's like a table somewhere that has like bulk buy on it, I'll buy every piece that has hieroglyphics on it. I have a bin down full of them. One day I may do something. You never know.
Cool.
But it kind of reminds me of like the Mummy. But I like it. Next up,
Just
he also
missing Indiana
did this,
Jones.
which is a cantina bar, I'm guessing.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
But I brought this just for the, like, I love all the use of the pieces. I think that this might spell out something, but I'm not sure.
That's like the cantina.
These tables right here are pretty cool for some simple
Oh,
parts.
yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's a good idea.
See, there's the slums of Coruscant bar.
Yeah.
Nah. Too much dark tan.
You said you
And
wanted to use dark
RSing
tan.
there coming down the RSing coming down the steps. That's a neat figure placement. She's looking to shoot somebody.
Yeah. Well, he's got his guns
Dengar.
on too. Oh,
Bonds.
so does the
Yeah.
droid. All right, hold
Yeah,
on. We
there's-
got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There are 6 guns being held in this photo. Somebody is getting shot. 7.
7.
I wouldn't go in a place like that unless I had Tori to protect me.
I'll be there for you, Papa. I'll be there.
That's
The
my
bad thing
lady.
is she's not sure which end of the gun to hold up.
Kraus.
Oh,
Just me.
Got the
The reason why his
full
screen
name. We're
was
in
blank
trouble
right now
now.
is because she's actually beating the hell out of him. Miss Tripp said, where is Greedo and did he shoot first? He looks like he's right here, but he doesn't even have a gun.
and unfortunately, I think we've figured out by now that Han shot first, but we're not going to tell anybody.
But I thought this was a cool little mock.
That is. I like the details on it.
And then I want to bring to the table, this is stuff that Tripp sent me from Brickworld Chicago. I might be the only person in here that knows what this is. This is a Pokemon. But that is freaking sick.
That's a big boy too, I'll tell you.
Yeah.
He had several big ones, but that thing just jumped out at you, literally. Neat piece.
This thing is what's
Zane
going to take
building.
down the Burke that George is building.
That would look cool next to it.
It would. Think about it. The deck right here, it kind of like neck level.
Heck yeah. That's some
Couple of cannons
Pacific
being
Rim
fired.
stuff going on.
George, we need to contact that fella at the end of your build and what you're doing and tell him we want to do a destructive collaboration.
Heck yeah.
PNG said Zane does some of the best Pokemon builds. I've seen a bunch. There was one last year that was the Pikachu that I think he done, right? Or was it Raichu? This is another one he took. This is a bunch of Belleville characters, and it's the 6 wives of Henry VIII. And Tripp took a picture of every single one of these, and this has got to be the best one.
And that wife number 2, Anne Boleyn. So,
Yeah.
Gene and Tori, do you guys see much from Belleville that I know is obscure now?
We don't. We get a few pieces every now and then, but not much at all.
I did a double take and I realized that the figures were different, and then saw the sign and Belleville, and it made sense. But this is an example of don't walk by the small builds, because they're 6 little vignettes put together that tell a really neat way to tell the story. She did Bricktoria did a really neat job with this build.
Thanks for
Wendy and I liked it.
Getting Henry VIII. I am, and stuck in my head now, Richard.
Look at that fluffy rug, the bear rug.
I thought this was pretty cool too. The Volkswagen bus became the
I know
18
this guy.
Oh, you know
like
him?
He's in our lug.
This was not compared to a lot of stuff around. It was not a huge build, but I thought very, very well done. Neat design.
I'm surprised it holds the weight.
The Volkswagen.
Yeah.
Andrew builds some crazy off the wall combinations.
You talk to him, you tell him I was impressed by his display.
PNG said the way that Zane supports the body is beyond amazing. He did a Mewtwo last year and Pikachu. He also does Dr. Robotnik mech builds that are mind-blowing. And he said there's always so many builds at Brick World that he misses.
That's why I just wait for Beyond a Brick to drop the 5-hour-long video and go back and watch.
Yeah. I watched
This was Tripp's favorite thing there.
That's awesome.
I'll let you tell the story about this because you know it a lot better than I do.
Yeah, and they've already been at Beyond the Brick. You see the little icon bottom right about this piece. It was in the front of the hall. 91,000 plus bricks, totally brick built. Very little technic, no wood supports, no metal supports. It is all brick built. So you got 100 and some pounds of bricks there in a 1/6 scale X-wing, and specifically this is red 3. You'll see the 3 red stripes. I don't know if I got a good picture of it or not, but that it's the call sign is red 3. But the detail in the all around something this big, especially you look at those the way he made the switches 3D was really, really neat. I thought, and so it's super impressive just to be huge, but you look closely, there's a lot of detail. I think he worked the better part of 2 years on this particular mock. Great job and super impressive piece.
The detail on that control panel was impressive.
Yeah.
The little toe balls, toggle switches.
Yep.
That's awesome.
Neat stuff. He's got a nose cone in that cockpit, and I couldn't point it out if I had to. Red nose cone piece from the very first Lego Star Wars X-wing. You look on the back. There's droid body parts, and and the greebly and all that stuff. It's a neat build that he spent a lot of passion in designing and building.
Well, that's all I brought.
Oh, and Wendy's right. He transported it in pieces in his Honda Civic.
That's awesome.
That's the ultimate moving vehicle.
It's probably the most impressive part of it.
I wonder how far he had to travel in that Honda Civic.
I don't know. Sorry, I should probably know, but Dark was his last name. I can't remember his first name now. Good job to him.
That's pretty cool. I always wonder what at Brick Fair I'm going to see what at Brick World that I'm going to see at Brick Fair. Last year, the one cool thing that I'm glad I seen that I didn't think I was going to was the massive train.
Oh, the big boy?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was crazy to see in real life, like in person.
They were trying to get him to come to Brick Days.
Oh, you built a big.
I would
Oh,
like
look,
to see
Shy's on. We need to say hello, and I'll embarrass him by saying this. Shy time is my time, so there's a celebrity in the house. But most importantly, getting to know Shy a couple weeks ago a lot. That guy is just pure heart all around. It's just fantastic.
Shy is an extremely good guy.
Proud to call a new friend.
He's a good dude.
Matter of fact, he's going to be a guest not in too long. I'm interested to see what happens when I get George and some of these people that are coming on together.
Oh, Shy and I, we've done some stuff together. It's good.
I'm not really worried about Shy. I'm worried about some of the other ones that are coming up in the next couple of weeks. I have a feeling there's 2 that are coming up very soon. I don't think there's a point of me even being on here. Me and Gene could probably take a vacation night that night.
Oh, yeah. I don't know. You'll do some talking.
Probably you set the bar low enough tonight. You ought to show up pretty well for the next few weeks.
No, we have not.
We didn't set the bar low tonight, Papa.
You set it pretty high. You're more well known than we are.
Like
I didn't know we were bringing a legend into play.
You've legitimized us.
Y'all yeah, it's play on words, and I'm the one laughing. So play along with me. I'm the one. I'm dying, but I'm not dead yet. So give me the legend status when I'm gone.
I'm glad I asked Richard about seeing if you'd be interested in coming on. So.
Well, I'd thought about it before, but I was like, he doesn't really do like the, but you never know.
I don't do this stuff, and here I am.
Yeah, true. Squirrel
And
finds it
you're
out
stuck
every now and then.
My speech is so bad and getting worse, and I get lost, and I don't want to slow down, and I didn't intend to stay on this long, but I will tell you, because you guys nice and sweet, and I include Tori and Haley in that, and Wendy for support, and all the people that we've gotten to know that hit us with hellos and a little fundage to support the Bearded Bricks streams. It was a grand evening for me, and I appreciate it very, very much.
I appreciate you.
Yeah, I hope you're going to come back some.
Well, that's what I was going to ask him, how he liked this tonight, because if he's going to do this mock with me, he's got to get on here and talk about it.
We can plan that as we go forward. Give me I've spoken, when Wendy will tell you, spoken more tonight than it was in Chicago. Then those two events probably take up the whole rest of the year. I just don't get around. And we talk about pretty girls. Bo Tripp, Bo and Meredith back. Meredith, we love our kids, and Meredith, one of them. She and Bo are a beautiful couple, and I appreciate her support too. She's awesome.
Well, guys, it is that time.
Going to Nick's or something.
So go ahead and end it. Trip, whenever we end it, don't go away yet.
Yeah.
But I would love to thank everybody for coming and hanging out tonight, and a huge shout out. I know Mr. Tripp did not think he was going to be able to do this and was kind of doubting it, but I am so glad you decided to come on.
It's been
absolutely
awesome.
Definitely.
Made it a great night.
I really am looking forward to doing the Star Wars stuff with you. I hope you're ready, because when you tell me that you want it to be 5x5, I'm going to do it 20x20. So, everyone heard me say 30 minutes ago that it's going to be a smaller one, but I also said the same thing about the castle. The only thing I've ever admitted to being big was the Bastogne mock. But me and Trip do have a convention we will be at this weekend. I will try to get pictures for everyone. I am going to try to take as many videos as I can, although normally the videos I take never hit the live streams. I'm going to try to change that. I am taking my camera. I am going to be doing a video of Bastogne and then releasing it. I'm not going to do it here because it is already destroyed. I have literally everything except for 5 buildings packed up already. Okay. I'm building these tanks to get them ready. And then I guess this weekend will be an adventure to see how this Bastogne mock goes. And who knows, I might come home and destroy it all again. You never know. That's how I roll.
Usually we do know how you roll.
You destroy before you bring it home.
Yeah.
Well, out of 100% respect, I will say it 1,000 more times. I am not pushing this mock off of the table.
Thank you.
But Gene, George, y'all got anything going on this week?
Yeah, we got a big weekend at Uwari Saturday. One of the 4 factory race drivers for Bronco is hosting us. It'll be our second or third time going wheeling with him. And it's always fun, but it's going to be miserably hot. And I'm debating on whether we're going topless or not.
Please leave your
Not
shirt on.
me.
Please leave
Not
your shirt on.
me. The Bronco. Just in case you thought otherwise.
If Tori goes topless, I want to see the pictures.
If Gene goes topless, we don't want to see him.
Honey, you can go topless.
Richard, before I totally forget, let me thank Bowman. He brought his equipment over, and most of it was brand new, and set this up, or this wouldn't have been possible for me tonight. So
that's awesome.
That was nice.
You do look fantastic. You've made us all look really, really good tonight. You make us look like we know what we're doing, because we sure as hell don't. There's a lot of. I will remember that. I will tell on the trip a little bit here. He was worried about this and wanted me Monday. Was it Monday night or Sunday to go live, see how it worked out and everything else?
Yeah.
So I came down here. It was Sunday, I believe, and kind of showed him a little bit and everything else. And he was like, "Yeah, I just don't know if I'm gonna be able to do it, or if I'm gonna be interesting." Or he was like, "And I tend to ramble a lot." And I'm like, "Haven't you watched our freaking show before?"
That's our show normally.
Have we ever made sense in anything we do?
Have we ever not rambled?
Yeah.
But I am 100% glad that you came on. I can't wait to see you this weekend. Maybe we'll go eat lunch, do something. But I would like to thank everybody for coming on. Y'all, everybody take it easy. We'll be back next week with another guest. I will be posting who that is. I'm going to try to get these thumbnails out a little more sooner and sooner. Make some more videos this weekend, but everybody take it easy. Peace.
Yeah. Clicks and clacks, building blocks, let's begin. Stacks on stacks, with beards we always win. In a world of plastic, our minds spin. Brick by brick, where do we dive in? Brickin with the beard, we never stop. Talking pieces, colors going over the top. Custom sets, landscapes, got a shop. Tunes drop, make the hobby pop.
There we go.
It was,
Trip, what I was going to say is, I know I've said it before, but me, you, and Gene all need to go out to eat because you don't live far from us.
no,
Absolutely. Nick's Burgers.
Absolutely. I would love to do the burger place I've seen Tori and Gene talk about. And
have you ever ate there before?
No, I don't go out a lot, guys. I go to damn this doctor's office and that doctor's office and whatever. But we'll do that if y'all will promise that you'll slide down to Advance and we do